Hey guys, how are you? Welcome back to Therapy with Miss T, where I'm Miss T and I have a quick message for someone. Okay, so yeah, guys. For some reason, the Most High keep bringing me back to the X-Men. Okay, the movie The X-Men, and I love the movie The X-Men. So maybe that's why the Most High keeps using it. But I feel like for someone, you may or may not be able to resonate with this movie, right? So in the movie The X-Men, right? Remember Magneto and Mystique is her name, right? And you know Magneto was the one with the helmet on his head, and Mystique could change and turn into other people, right? And I think shapeshift in a sense. But the way Spirit was placing it on me is that there's someone that used you or may use you until they can't use you anymore. Okay, this is how it was being placed on me. So Mystique was able to change into other people. She was that girl for Magneto, right? She was like Magneto's right hand. Like she was that girl for Magneto. But what happened when the humans created a cure to cure the mutants, right? The humans created something to change them back into humans, right? And when Mystique got shot with the needle, right? She turned back into a human. And what did Magneto do? He left her. He looked at her and he left her. He said, like, basically, she was no longer valuable. Basically, she was no longer good to him. Basically, he had no more he had nothing left for her. So the way the Most High was placing it on me is that for someone, they have used you or they are using you until you are no longer good for them. They are using you or they have used you until you have no more value for them, and then they are going to leave you. That's how Magneto did Mystique. He left Mystique when she turned human, forgetting all the times that she was able to change into these other people, forgetting all the times that she had been there to help him. And instead of teaming up with her even as a human, maybe she couldn't still do her same powers, but she might have been valuable for something. What did Magneto do? He left her. So the Most High said, yes, they left you. Yes, they have left you in a situation because you are no longer valuable to them, or you were no longer valuable. And even instead of just keeping you on the team despite not being able to still use your powers, they chose to leave you stranded and leave you because you were no longer valuable to them. They used you. That's what Magneto indirectly did with Mystique. He used Mystique up until he couldn't use her no more because she had got changed by the humans. Someone is using you until they can't use you no more, and that's how the Most High was placing it on me, is that for someone, you might have been like Mystique. You might have been able to do all these things, and you were able to change, and you was the right hand man, right? You was the one on the side, and then what happened? As soon as Mystique got turned into a human, Magneto didn't know Mystique no more. Magneto didn't know who Mystique was. It was like, forget whatever me and Mystique had going on. It's just Magneto now, right? And it was on to the next. So there's something around this time, guys, where the Most High is saying, be mindful and wary, because for someone, it's just on to the next. And unfortunately, they may have only used you because of something that you could do for them, or your powers, or whatever it is. And then once you can't do this thing no more, you haven't done this thing no more, they leave you, right? They leave you. They forget who you was. They forget all the other times you was there, because now they just feel like you're no longer useful. You're pointless, right? They feel like you pointless to them now. So the way that the Most High is placing it on me is through X-Men again. And for someone, the Most High is saying that yes, they feel like you pointless, but you're never pointless, right? Instead of Magneto saying, you know what, you might not be able to change anymore, but maybe I could use you in who knows, the electronics, who knows where he could have used Mystique, right? She could have been listening in on something, who knows, but instead of still keeping Mystique on his team, he abandoned her. He left her, and he left her deserted, right? So there's someone that abandoned you. There's someone that left you deserted, even instead of keeping you on a team. Instead of remembering all that you did for them, they chose to abandon and neglect you and leave you because they felt like you weren't useful anymore. I don't know who this message is for, but the Most High said, for some of you guys, yes, you got done like Mystique, and Magneto just abandoned you. Somebody just abandoned you and acted like you weren't useful anymore. Instead of keeping you on the team after all that you did for them, they chose to leave you because they felt like you had no power, right? But you still have power, okay? So don't ever feel like if somebody forgot you, left you, abandoned you, left you stranded, thought that you was no longer useful, you still useful. You always useful through the Most High, okay? So just know that for someone, yes, the Most High brought me back to X-Men, and for someone, in a sense, you are like Magneto and Mystique, and maybe Magneto left you, and Mystique, in a sense, is the one that turned into a human, but don't forget all that you ever did for this person. This person may have forgot what you did for them, but don't you ever forget what you did for them, okay? And just know that that's a life lesson. Sometimes, guys, people will leave you in your darkest moments. People will leave you in your darkest times. People will leave you stranded. People will leave you stuck. People will leave you looking down and out, and they will forget everything you ever did for them. They won't care about what you did for them. They'll act as if what you did for them is non-existent and irrelevant. Why? Because it's in the past. To them, it's in the past, but for you, it was a memory, right? It was a memory of all the good things that you did, but they don't care about the good things that you do. All they do is use you until they can't use you no more. Just like Magneto used Mystique until he couldn't use Mystique no more, and then it was like bump all that other stuff. He didn't care. So that's how someone may have done you. They don't care, guys. Unfortunately, it's the cold, cold world out here. It's the thuggish, ruggish bone. And sometimes they care and sometimes they don't. But some people are heartless. It doesn't mean everybody's heartless, but some people are. So for some of you guys, yes, 555 on the phone. It's about to be some change in your life. But for some of you guys, yes, you are Mystique, and yes, the Magneto left you stranded, left you because you couldn't do something for them anymore. They left you because they thought that you were useless, but the Most High said you're not useless, and you still got power. Whether human or mutant, you still got power, okay? So it don't matter. But yeah, guys, that's the message, and that's how the Most High placed it on me for someone. So as always, pray on it, use your discernment, take it to the Most High, and yeah, until next time, and as always, he always bringing me to movies. It's cute because, like, you know, the superhero movies, right? But anyways, if you would like to book a personal reading, it is allthingsspiritual444.com. If you would like to purchase Negative Energy Be Gone spray, candles, Negative Energy Be Gone wash, allthingsspiritual444.com. Yeah, and I just appreciate each and every one of you. I thank you for rocking and rolling with me, Miss T, on another episode. And until next time, as always, guys, what we tell them, guys, we tell them, namaste.